Oh, good. You guys are finally here. Yeah, I tried giving you a call, but it went straight to voicemail. I mean, maybe you were busy, but anyway, so I know a lot of people are wondering what are they going to make for their mother for Mother's Day coming up here in a few days. And I'm no different. I called my mom. Now, she lives up in Vermont, so I never get to spend any time with her. So I thought, well, I'll make her something special and just ship it up there for her. And I asked her what her favorite cake was. And my heart kind of sank a little bit when she said carrot cake. And any baker will tell you that when you're trying to make an awesome carrot cake, there is a ton of prep work that goes into that. So I knew I was in for a little bit of a workout. But if there ever was a cake deserving of the descriptor, a symphony of flavors, it's classic carrot cake. Now, all of these ingredients combine in a well-orchestrated cake that is truly hard to compare to. Honestly, it's one of the most complex and incredible flavors that you'll ever experience in a cake. So we're going to go over here to the test kitchen and I'm going to show you how I made this cake for my mother and how you can too. Woo! Let's make some carrot cake. Alright, so if your mother asks you for a carrot cake for Mother's Day, do your mama proud, and before you even try to get started on this project, go down below in the description box and write down all of the weights and measurements and get all of your mise en place done. Prep it all out. It's going to take you a while. It's kind of a big project, but I think my mom is going to love this. Okay, so for our wet ingredients, I've got 8 organic eggs here, whole eggs, not separated. And I have a 1.5 cups of melted, extra virgin, unrefined, organic coconut oil, a pound and 12 ounces weighed out of brown sugar and white sugar. These are 2 items that don't always go into carrot cake, but you'll find it out there in recipes. I'm including 5 ounces of shredded organic coconut and also 5 ounces of the pineapple, organic pineapple slices. You can get organic pineapples if you eat a lot of pineapple. You can get that fresh in produce. I just got the can of the organic stuff. So now with the organic coconut flake, I have never found an organic shredded coconut that's moist and nice texture like that, you know, that nefarious stuff in the bag. So I found a workaround that what you can do with this organic flake coconut, you can find this in your natural section, is I just candied it with organic sugar. I have 5 ounces of roasted granulated walnuts here and 2 pounds of finely shredded carrot. You can do that in your food processor or just use the fine grate on your box grater to get that kind of texture nice and fine. I also have this fresh ginger root. Now you can use the powdered ginger, and I like powdered ginger, but in this case I'm using a little bit of grated ginger root. You get that in your produce section. I'm going to put 2 full tablespoons of organic vanilla extract into this. We're almost there, I promise. I have 1 pound and 2 ounces of the organic all-purpose flour. I've got 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder going into this. And for our spices here, I have 3 full tablespoons of freshly ground organic Vietnamese cinnamon going into this. Now I used my little microplane here to grate some fresh nutmegs. These are organic. You can find them sometimes. And I believe I probably have about 1/2 teaspoon there of that. And you just want to use about 1/8 teaspoon of the organic cloves. And I have the actual cloves in here, and you have to really grind these. The only way you're going to really get a good fine dust on that is to use mortar and pestle. Just kind of smash it into a fine powder. Just takes a couple of minutes. And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, I think that's all the ingredients. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is get the wet ingredients put in here and get started on this. So first, in a big stand mixer, put in your eggs, your whole eggs. So 8 eggs, and fit it with your whip attachment here, your whisk, however you say it. And you want to whip this on high speed for a couple of minutes. Okay, so once your eggs are nice and fluffy, and they should be kind of more pale, you want to reduce it to medium speed and start to slowly add in the oil, the coconut oil. This is 1.5 cups. So you just start slowly adding in your sugar here. Make sure you scrape down the bowl. So it's pineapple puree and organic coconut. 3.5 ounces of each. Also going into the wet ingredients, I'm going to grate a little of this fresh ginger, so organic ginger root, and make sure that you peel it. And just use the finest grating that you can get on your box grater, or use the microplane. I'm only putting maybe about 1/2 teaspoon in here because this stuff is very, very powerful, so you don't want to grate a lot of that in there. Just a little for the flavor. And then lastly, I'm putting a full 2 tablespoons of the organic vanilla extract in there. So once all of your wet ingredients are completely smooth like that, it's time to move you over and sift together all of the dry ingredients. So the first thing going in here is 1 pound and 2 ounces of the organic all-purpose flour, and sift everything. Make sure that you're sifting this for best results. You're going to have 1.5 teaspoons of the baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Then we have just a little bit of this ground clove. I'm not going to put too much of this in here. This stuff will literally blow your doors down, so you want to be real ginger with that. No pun intended. Basically going to put just about 3 pinches in there. Should be good. And I've got some freshly grated nutmeg. Now, It's not always in carrot cake. I think it's nice in this cake. It's almost like a carrot spice cake. I'm probably going to put, oh, I don't know. I'll put 3 pinches of that too. Whatever you can fit between your 2 fingers. Now with the cinnamon, the ground cinnamon, you don't need to be so cautious. Everybody loves cinnamon, and this is a very nice complement to carrot cake. This calls for 3 full tablespoons. I don't think I'm going to use quite that much. I think that's quite enough. I probably used 2 tablespoons of that because of the other spices in there. I don't want to overwhelm those for the balance of the cake. So then just take a couple of minutes and sift all that nicely. What I'm going to do with this is sift these dry ingredients into this the second time. This is the second sift we're giving to this. And I'm going to do this in a few stages here, maybe 3. So then once you get your batter completely together and nice and smooth like that, then the next thing we're going to do is fold in the finely shredded carrot, and this is 2 pounds of finely shredded carrot and 5 ounces of roasted ground walnuts going in. You might want to do the carrots in 2 or 3 stages just to make sure everything's combined nicely. So once you get your batter completely together, then it's time to transfer this evenly between 2 10-inch prepared pans. And we'll see how what these weigh out to. These are both 3 pounds each, in case you wanted to know. You're going to want to put this in a preheated 375 degree oven for about 45 to 55 minutes, depending on your oven. I'm using convection. You're going to want to check these though about halfway through and make sure that you're rotating pans as you need it, as needed, in case your oven has any hot spots. Okay, so our cakes have been cooling on the counter here for a couple of hours now, and it's time to split the layers. You just want to split it right down the center. Try to keep your layer as even as possible. It really helps to have one of these turntables, these cake decorating turntables, just to get your icing even. I want to use the bottom of one of the layers to make a perfectly flat top. There you have it. You're going to put a thin layer of the cream cheese frosting all around the cake, and then you're going to firm it up. You can put it in the freezer for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just till everything firms up. Or in the refrigerator, maybe an hour. It's up to you. So I've given our cake a crumb coating and let it set up in the refrigerator for about an hour or so. You do kind of want to set the crumb coat. It makes the final frosting a lot easier. So now we're just going to finish decorating this cake. The classic way to finish a nice, like, dressed up carrot cake would be with marzipan carrots, of course. But I'm going to pipe a simple border here with what I have. Rosettes here. Ooh, this is nice. This stuff tastes like coconut candy from outer space. It's absolutely delicious. So all I'm going to do with that is just go ahead and put this here on the outside. Just press it in. Some of it'll stick, some of it won't. Just the way life goes, I guess. And I'm sure I could have come up with an easier way and a less messy way, but why? What fun would that be? Boom. Snowing coconut. Mother's Day carrot cake with coconut. Love you, Mom. I know what you're thinking. And as much as I'd love to cut into this cake and show you what the inside looks like and everything, this one's spoken for. So I can't do that. But fortunately, being the genius that I am, I did manage to make us a little layer, tiny little layer here. Same frosting, same coconut, same cake. So I'm just going to give this a try and see what this thing tastes like here. Wow, wow, wow. Oh. That cake just blows me away. Super moist texture. Perfectly balanced spices. Cream cheese frosting is on point with that. As so is the coconut, the candied coconut. Perfect cake. Give this a try. This is really, this just knocks it out of the ballpark. This is probably the best carrot cake I have ever eaten. You really got to give this a try. And so yeah, nothing left to do except the dishes. Since you guys never seem to want to stick around and help me, I gotta go now. But give this a try, and thank you for joining me. Wow.